Right, so I did this interview with Andy A. and it ended up being like 3 hours long or something like that. So I went through and edited down the clips, and then I collapsed them all down. So we have like...
Do you consider yourself like a coder or a designer, or if you were like introducing yourself, how would you introduce yourself?
This is like 40 minutes of different clips. If you go in, you can export all the regions as their own separate files. So I did that, them to MP3, and then it takes the MP3 files and transcribes them. Transcripts. So this is a transcript of each little clip. So then we made another script that uses the transcripts to rename each file. So now we have a bunch of clips with titles that are representative of what's inside them, which is fun.
And that is going to have some side effects that I don't think people seeing ChatGPT as an assistant mode would necessarily realize.
So now that we have all of our clips labeled, what we can do is we can create embeddings from them, and then we put them all in a big Parquet file. And then from that Parquet file, we can do some cool stuff like visualize, well, first we can put them into a tsne or a umap. So this takes the embeddings of each clip, the transcript of the clip, and puts it in space. Like it gives it an X and Y position. And what that looks like is this. So we have every clip put on a sort of map and organized by different topics. Yeah, so we have organized clips with a README. So it has the different folders, and then in each folder is a bunch of clips related to the concepts. So I have like all of the internet culture philosophy clips are in one place.
Yeah, it's almost like a whipping boy or like a sin chicken, right? You're like, here, I'll take all you can take all the sins for me and I'll come check in.
So we have all of our clips kind of organized, and then I thought it would be really awesome if we could have the AI go and generate its own little interstitials, right? So maybe we can have it generate narration between the segments. So I used 11 Labs, and I already pre-trained it to a voice based on my own voice, actually.
What happens when someone decides to push a language model to its limits? I'm ejfox's AI familiar, and welcome to Metaverse, a podcast exploring the frontiers of digital consciousness.
So it made a bunch of these little interstitials, and then what we're working on now, and I want it to use FFmpeg to concat it all into like one final podcast that we can listen to together.